Hey guys, welcome back. To get this Marsala look started, I'm going to go in with Too Faced Shadow Insurance and just use my finger to apply that all over the moving part of my lid, up beneath my brow, as well as on my lower lash line. Then, going in with Sleek Cosmetics I Divine Sunset Palette, I'm taking that champagne shimmery shade and a flat shader brush and patting that all over the center part of my lid. Next, using the other side of that same flat shader, I'm going into the shadow that is as close to Marsala as you can get in this palette, and I'm applying that not only in my inner corner, both on the top of the lid as well as on my lower lash line, but also my outer corner, again, on the lid as well as the lower lash line. This is going to create a highlight effect and is great for anyone who wants to really add a little bit more depth to their eye area. That highlight shade in the center of the eye is going to bring it forward, while the deeper shadows around the perimeter are going to make those portions of your eye look like they are set farther back. Up next, I am using Undone, a shadow from Urban Decay's Vice 3 palette. This is the brush that comes in the Vice 3 palette as well. And this is a nice matte taupe shade I'm using to add a little bit more depth to my crease. This is also going to function as a nice blending shade for the two shadows that I've already laid down. Moving on, I am not done with that outer corner. I'm taking what is probably my favorite shade from this palette, this deep shimmery cranberry, and I'm applying that using the same flat shader from earlier right in that outer V as well as my lower lash line. And last up for the shadows is actually the liner. This is the matte black from that same Sunset palette, and I'm using the Real Techniques 202 angled liner brush. This is from the new Metallics collection, which I'm going to have a review of coming soon. And I'm using that to add a somewhat thin line to my upper lash line that I then flick out ever so slightly on the outer corner here. Next up is liner, and to really make that Marsala pop, I went in with an aqua liner. This is from Etude House. It's their Play 101 pencil in the shade 37. I love these pencils and they are super affordable, so that's why I went ahead and chose it for this look. Next up is mascara. This is a new one from Physicians Formula, and it's very similar to some of the other extension type formulas out there. It's a two-step process. It's called the Eye Booster Instant Lash Extension Kit. The first step you can see was just regular mascara, which I applied before. These are the actual extensions. They're tiny little fibers that you then go over the wet mascara, and then to seal it all up, you go in with a final coat of mascara, and supposedly that gives you longer, thicker, false-looking lashes. I'll have a review of this coming up soon as well. On to foundation. This is Rimmel's new Lasting Finish 25-Hour Foundation, and like any foundation, I'm just using a foundation brush to buff that in everywhere. This has some pretty flawless coverage, but it didn't completely cover the discoloration of my under eye area, so for that I'm going in with IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector. Mine is in the shade Light, and I'm just using my middle finger to pat that gently in my under eye area. Now it's time to tackle the rest of the face. On to bronzer. This is Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Airbrushing Bronzer. I am using the shade Light Bronzer, and the brush I'm using is another new one from Real Techniques. It's the 301 brush. It's kind of this narrow sculpting brush, but I'm just using that to sculpt the hollows of my cheeks. I bring it up into my temples as well as along the sides of my nose. Now, to pull a little bit of that Marsala into my cheeks for this look, I wanted to use Maybelline's Master Highlight Highlighting Blush in the shade Mauve, and I'm using yet another Real Techniques brush. This is the 300 brush to first apply that, really build up the pigmentation, and then I go in with a fluffier sort of all-over powder brush. It's the 100 to blend all of that out. And last for this look, we are moving on to lips. This is yet another one of my Marsala picks. It's from Rimmel, and it is their Lasting Finish 1000 Kisses Stay On Lip Contouring Pencil. Mine is in the shade 61 or Wine, and I'm using that to line my lips. I'm leaving the center of the top and bottom lip bare though, because I'm then going in with e.l.f.'s matte lip color in the shade Praline to fill all of that in and kind of tone down that bright berry shade in the wine and make it a little more earthy like a true Marsala. So that's it from me. I hope you guys really enjoyed learning how I created this look and maybe got some tips for how you can incorporate Marsala into your looks year-round. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!